It is now beyond dispute blockchain has revolutionary potential. Blockchain meaning simply an electronic distributed ledger of information or data constructed in a way that makes it secure. It is the various applications that will make it revolutionary, by making all kinds of transactions that were not possible, many not even imagined, and certainly not practical previously. In doing so, it will revolutionize the concept of value. It will create value in ways that never existed before. Here I want to cover the kind of value that has been created by Bitcoin that goes way beyond Bitcoin, which is just one small subset for a far larger class of value that will result as a result of blockchain. What Bitcoin has is monetary value, value that fluctuates wildly, but it is very real. You can trade a Bitcoin for its value in American dollars or other national currencies, even though Bitcoin is backed by nothing other than itself, and that there is a limited number of Bitcoins, and they have a secure medium of exchange. There are now other cryptocurrencies called stablecoins that are backed by some kind of real asset, be it the US dollar. So you may have one kind of stablecoin in which all the coins issued are backed by 1 million kept on deposit. So that if there are 1,000 such coins issued, any holder can cash in one coin for $1,000. Of course, as for currencies like the US dollar, the asset backing them is the full faith and credit of the United States. That is nothing real except it is. The power and size and stability of the United States and the American economy ensures that short of a nuclear war or a huge meteorite destroying the United States, that value is and remains very real and stable, although it fluctuates up and down. You can trade dollars for virtually anything, other currencies, products, services, anything worldwide. It's the ultimate stablecoin. But currencies like company stock cannot be turned into the government for something else, any more than you can take your shares of Google to Google or Microsoft to Microsoft and ask them for your share of the company in software or equipment or anything else. All you can do, and why their stocks are valuable, is that you can always sell them to someone else through an intermediary, a stock exchange, who will pay you the equivalent of cash for your shares. That is more than enough introduction from me to now provide as an example one relatively small industry that will be completely transformed by blockchain, by unleashing value that has been locked up to only a very small group until now. That small but influential industry is the art market. That market has largely only been available until now to wealthy individuals and institutions and museums. The rest of us had no useful way to participate. All we can do is read about all the incredible value various paintings and works of sculpture have, and if we are lucky, go see some of it in museums. That is about to change radically, and in doing so, revolutionize the business of art forever. Valuable works of art will become very much like shares of stock in companies and traded in much the same way, but in many cases without the need for an intermediary or a stock exchange. The reason I have placed Leonardo da Vinci's Mona Lisa on the screen is because I want to use the most famous work of art in the world to prove how art will become another tradable asset class that individuals and institutions will trade but never get possession of the asset itself. Let me use Leonardo da Vinci's Mona Lisa, locked up in and owned by the Louvre in Paris, France. Right now, all the Louvre can do with Mona Lisa is get value from charging museum goers to see her. enhance the value of the Louvre simply by owning her, or very unlikely, but it could sell Mona Lisa to one billionaire or another museum or other institution for a lot of money. What is the value of Mona Lisa? I searched Google to find out. Well, there is no real value in that it is considered priceless. But by the standard I think a value in today's art market would bear is $1 billion. But to try and realize that value, the Louvre would lose its most valuable possession. No more, not with blockchain. The Louvre may never do this, probably never will do this, but they could if they wanted to tomorrow. They could issue Mona Lisa crypto coins based on the monetary value they assign Mona Lisa. If that is $1 billion US and they decide to issue 1 million Mona Lisa coins, they could assign each a value of $1,000 and sell each coin at that price. Yes, there will be some regulatory and logistical issues, but these are trivial in the scheme of things. Safe to say, the Louvre can issue 1 million Mona Lisa coins, if not tomorrow, later this year, if it wanted to. You give the Louvre $1,000 and they give you one secure electronic coin that you can then keep or trade to others as you wish. They are backed by only one thing, the painting Mona Lisa itself. But the Louvre keeps Mona Lisa exactly where she is today and will remain, on display for all to see, because you can never trade in your coins for a piece of Mona Lisa. The Louvre has the option of issuing these coins as redeemable for $1,000 or some other amount if they wish, or not make them redeemable at all, just tradable. If the Louvre made a good decision to price Mona Lisa at $1 billion US, then all those coins will sell out quickly because they will be a valuable asset to own that very well will increase in value or not over time, just as gold, as an example. The Louvre, by doing nothing more than issuing these crypto coins, will now have $1 billion it never would have ever had otherwise, that it can use for whatever purpose its charter and board allow, such as expanding the museum or buying other paintings. It's their choice. But what if the Mona Lisa is ever destroyed? Well, that depends on the contract, which is what each Mona Lisa coin is. The Louvre could use some of the money from the coins to insure Mona Lisa for $1 billion, and if it is destroyed, redeem each coin for $1,000. Or more likely, just as with a company stock, if the company goes out of business, tough for the stock owners. That's part of the risk of ownership. Or the Louvre might give you coins in other paintings as a replacement. It all depends on how the coins are legally structured. Each coin is in fact a contract, just as each share of stock in a company is a contract. Now, let's forget about Mona Lisa and the Louvre. I just used it as a very prominent example. A convenient example to make the much larger point here, that in the age of blockchain, the value of works of art that had been locked up since the beginning of time will be unleashed. Valuable works of art are good assets to own, as any very rich individual can tell you. The very rich have proven it for hundreds and hundreds of years. Now, or whenever now begins for art, sooner or later, blockchain will create a very important new global asset class. And works of art are just one example of how blockchain will unleash value in industry after industry that has not existed until now. A few more words about art that applies to painting and sculpture, and just to sculpture in another way. how blockchain will have an even far wider impact for and put more value in the hands of artists than just the collectors. Some artists, at least the more famous and popular artists alive today, and those that are alive tomorrow, will be able to sell shares in a new painting or sculpture rather than the painting or the sculpture itself to one individual or gallery, and using crypto coins to do so. The painting or sculpture will remain physically in the possession of the artist, who will logically put it on display someplace where it will be widely noticed and so increase in value, or even rent out the work to be displayed elsewhere. But the value goes to the artist who issues the coins in that work of art. As for sculpture, blockchain provides yet another valuable source of value. Sculptors often produce limited number editions of their popular original works of sculpture. Even now, before this blockchain art market develops, someone could write a book on all this and go into endless detail I am not doing here. Others have done so about blockchain generally, and be assured books will be written about blockchain, future of the art market. That is not my purpose here. It is to show how simple but powerful blockchain is, and understanding it is and applied to one particular industry to illustrate the widespread impact it will have. Once you simply think of currency in its wider, more meaningful way, you see that national currencies are just one aspect of the concept. You realize that traditional company stock is another form of currency, except with a more limited use. Whether national currencies or company stock, they each unlock value that can be widely and easily exchanged for something else. What blockchain will do in our electronic age is create new kinds of currencies and unlock value that was never possible before. That is transformational. That is the profound change that will have a very significant impact in many different ways. It will create value where none existed before and produce classes of financial assets that never existed before. That can and will be revolutionary. It might even do things like save our environment. For example, allow Brazil to reap billions by selling shares in its rainforest that depend on their value in the rainforest continuing to exist. A wide range of possibilities will emerge in the coming years and decades. A bewildering range of uses for blockchain.